Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our journey in discovering just a little bit more about this amazing language every day. Last time we talked about Chinese golden rule, which is 己所不欲,勿施于人. What you do not want for yourself, don't do it on other people. Okay, today we continue with the character 诗 in 略施小计. 略施小计 is our classical Chinese because it's 4 characters and it's formed elegantly. Okay, so we're going to do one by one. 略. This block with this cross is our visual representation of field because back then, the way the land, I guess not exactly urban planning, but the country planning is the fields are going to cut into smaller units so that it can be assigned to different people, different landlords. So this is our field. It's mostly like agriculture field for crop growing. But it could be also field of like a land assignment, like this is somebody else's under somebody else's watch. Well, I'm not really a political science, but well versed in that. But in ancient times, so there is one top leader, right, and then below that person will assign, like cut it into smaller pieces of land and then have different lords to watch over it. So they're kind of form a kind of a power dynamic over there so that it's ruled, every piece of the land ruled by multiple capable, I guess, loyal, important too, lords together. So that's the kind of land cutting. And the right side sounds like a 个 because it has this mouse symbol and this backward walking. That means kind of a display or walking toward the different direction. Like people have their own intention, their own thoughts, their own interests at heart. It's not unified. It's not going to the same way. It's some people are going to walk another direction. So this is kind of a longer leg, kind of sticking out, kind of reaching backwards. So that's our backward walking against whatever it's saying, like telling you to do. So that's the kind of 个. So 个 eventually means, okay, you have your own interests. It's no longer one unit. You have your own thoughts, right? And plus this assigned field or land. That means this actually means borderline. So back then is far-reaching lands that not like it's harder to the central government to maintain, right? To watch over, protect, or whatever, to have military forces stationed everywhere. That's just too expensive. So in that situation, like this higher power will assign different land to different lords, right? And that lords in far-reaching regions of your central government it's considered this 略 that they eventually form the borderline of your whole domain of regime, so to speak, right? So that's the 略. And from that far-reaching land assigned to your second layer of your power structure, eventually it means because it's far-reaching, so it's not like close to your center of power, close to your own governing, or so to speak. So they become like a marginally less significant. So eventually carry the meaning of slightly because it's far-reaching. It's near the border line. And 诗, again, this is about the flag. And flag in ancient times is a signaling. So this is from the rooftop, chimney top authority figure, giving some orders, some verbiage, and then using the flagging sign to tell people what to do. So this eventually means the spreading of the flag and the spreading of the will of the higher governing power. So that eventually means to deploy or to use, to execute from the original flagging signal. Okay, so this is borderline, there's a flagging, both talk like related to the ancient governing process. 小计. Okay, 小 is small. And in Chinese, when we say 小计, it doesn't really mean small, like a spatially small. It could mean a simple, like easy or low cost. So whatever, dimension if you look at it, it's like insignificant, like small scale. So 小 comes from the separation of number 8, and then we have something cut in the middle. So 小 as well as 大, which is big, which is together. This keep together, and then we have a binder in the middle, kind of a keep them together. So this 小 and the 大 are both in relative terms. 小 means separate something in half. So half of it is naturally, in comparison to the original one, is 小, is smaller. So that's our 小. 计 come from this, also there's a number in there. 计, the left side is a yan, is a speaking. It came from the mouth symbol, which is this box with a up tilted corners, kind of like a smiley face, open mouth, a smiley face. And then we have this this horizontal line versus vertical line, kind of a cross. It's an indicator to mean it's something within the mouth. And then we have the tip of the tongue to show you, okay, this whole thing actually means the tongue inside the mouth. Okay, and then we have 2 horizontal lines on the top of it, means sound bits. So we have the organ to make sound, and we have the result that the sound is made. So it's something coming out of the mouth. That's wording or speaking. So it could be either speaking, the act of speaking, or it could be the language, the words used in speaking. And the right side is our number 10. Okay, so it looks like a cross, right? It looks just like a cross. So in ancient Chinese, we had, at least when the time the language was formed, there was no influence from Christianity. So this cross has nothing to do with crucifixion, with the symbol of cross. Here it simply means there is a long rope, and then in the ancient time, the roping technology as a record keeping method would tie a knot to symbolize that's a 10, like that's 1 unit. You have 10 fingers. We also use digital, this 10 digit form to count, right? So that's our number 10. That's like 1 full unit. And eventually this knot was further, like make it obvious, make it into a horizontal line. So that means like 1 knot. So 1 full unit, which is 10 digit in there. So that's our number 10. So when we have a number 10, that means it's measured, it's recorded, it's counted. It's something that you are going to calculate. It's quantified, right? So when you have a quantification, that means it's calculated. And it's pairing with wording, with expression, with influencing, right? With talking. So the whole thing then means some scheme or ploy or some approach, right? It's calculated after some thinking, and you try to influence, you carry it out. So carry it out is this shi, right? 略 is farther away, right? Slightly is insignificantly. So both this 略 and 小 describe the degree, like you try to make it as lightly as possible, right? This shi is not heavy-handed. You lightly, just slightly ever so, doing a very small, unnoticeable trick, right? That's the whole sentiment of the phrase 略施小计. Like you slightly just do a little thing, adjustment or something. So in contemporary English, I find probably it means hacks, like a simple move, and then you can solve a big problem, hopefully. So that's a high ROI, right? Return of investment, just a little bit invested in some procedure or device or whatever the way you do things, and then that will make your life a lot much easier. So that's hack by modern definition. So this is one of the easiest hack in my mind, and that's how to peel the tomato by put it into boiling water and then immediately freezing it. So this contraction, expansion, and then the separation of the skin from the flesh, simply because the two part of the fruit have a different respond to heat differently, right? So they contract and expand at different rate. And so when you do it drastically change the temperature, it will naturally just peel off. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.